Ladies and gentlemen, Primetime CP23 here, back with my first Season 11 Starter Build Guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Demon Hunter. So for my Demon Hunter starter build, we are going to be using the 4-piece bonus of the Unhallowed Essence set, as that's the set that the Demon Hunter starts with this season. I'm also using a Hellfire Amulet just because that's what I had laying around. An Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac to help keep Vengeance up at all times, and an Oculus Ring, again, just because that's what I had laying around. In the cube, that's not the right button. In the cube, we've got a Dawn, a Visage of Goons, and a Convention of Elements. Now that I think about it, I'm actually going to take that Visage of Goons out, and we'll put String of Ears in, just because that's a much more basic item. I went ahead and kept Dawn and Hellcat Waistguard in, because those are pretty important items that you're going to want to get as soon as humanly possible in the season. So I went ahead and added those in. As for most of the rest of this gear, I mean, some of it is better than others. That was the only Mage Fist I had, so that's the one I'm using. We're using a Manticore, just a rare quiver, and then we're using all low-level gems, rank 30 Bane of the Trapped, 38 Esoteric Alteration, and 25 Bane of the Powerful. I realize you probably won't even have those for this early in the game, but we are also using marquee-only gems. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a Dawn, now a String of Ears, and a Convention of Elements in the cube. As for our skills, we're using the grenade skill, Grenade Generator. I prefer Grenade Cache because it allows you to throw 2 additional grenades. It's a lot better for it's much better for area damage, but you can also use Cluster Grenade if you want. And then we're using the Cluster Arrow skill with Cluster Bombs, so that you drop grenades as you go. Using Vengeance with the Personal Mortar rune, because that drops grenades. We're using Vault with the Tumble rune so that we can go really fast. Preparation with the Punishment rune to instantly restore hatred. The Bat Companion rune, because that's going to instantly restore your hatred. Then we're using Ambush, Grenadier, Numbing Traps, and Awareness. Again, because we are pretending like this is early season, I've limited myself to 50 Paragon in each spot, so that's simulating what, Paragon 200, 50 movement speed. Cooldown reduction is going to be your most important. For this build, probably followed by attack speed, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. We've got resist all, followed by life and armor, and area damage, resource cost reduction, and life per hit. If you're going to keep the build exactly like this, life per hit's probably more important than resource cost reduction. But let's go ahead and do the level 20 that you're going to have to do in order to get the full 6-piece bonus for Unhallowed Essence. It should only take a few minutes here. And my game is lagging. That's always fun. The important thing is if it ever feels like your damage is going down with your Demon Hunter, all you have to do is vault out of the way, because then you're going to be able to, because if your damage drops, chances are you've lost this bonus right here. You're in a Halidescence bonus, which is going to increase your damage dealt and reduce your damage. You have to make sure that nothing is within 8 yards of you. So, like I said, if you start losing damage, just vault backwards, vault away from some enemies, and you'll be good to go. And this particular gear that I have right now would actually be able to go probably a lot higher than a rank 20 GR, but since this is what you have to complete Chapter 4 of the Season Journey, I figured this is good enough. You'll also notice that in this rift, I'm not even really using Cluster Bomb, or Cluster Arrow, rather. The reason for that is I don't need it. Cluster Arrow is going to be best for elites and other big enemies. For just clearing trash, you can pretty much just use your normal grenades, your generator, because that's going to be almost as effective. But it's good to have a spender, of course. I have no idea how this is looking on video, so if I'm lagging very badly, I do apologize, but that's just kind of how things go. And we've gone around in a circle. And that's dead end, so I have to go back down. My sense of direction is not always perfect. Of course, as always, at the end of this video, I will go over the itemization in a little more depth. Not a whole lot more, because it's pretty straightforward for such beginner gear. That's a dead end. And this should be the end of the rift. There we go. And we'll just fire off a couple cluster grenades. And that's that. Let's take a look here. Where did that enforcer go? There we go. Need to start leveling up an enforcer for a couple other videos that I'm working on here. Alrighty. So that's going to about wrap it up. Said we talk a little bit more about itemization. Since this is an unhallowed essence set, if you find a Yang's recurve instead of a Manticore, feel free to run multi-shot instead of grenades. If you get Yang's recurve and you want to run multi-shot, obviously take off the Hellcat waist guard and put something else in. Replace cluster arrow with multi-shot. My recommendation is Arsenal, just because that's seems to be the coolest. Seems to do the most damage, and obviously you'll be able to replace Grenadier with pretty much whatever you want. Steady aim is good. Leech is always helpful. Single out is good if you're going to be even more ranged. But ultimately, with the Demon Hunter, you're going to want to build into your Unhallowed Essence Grenades generator build, which will be using a Dawn, a Fortress Ballista, as well as the Endless Walk set, the full 6-piece Unhallowed Essence set, Wraps of Clarity, and Hunter's Wrath, with, however that's pronounced, Bariza Dukianan, words are fun, a Hellcat Waist Guard, and a Ring of Royal Grandeur in the cube to allow you to wear Depth Diggers. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Once you've built into the full generator build, you should easily be able to clear your GR70, and you should easily be able to unlock primals, as well as complete the completing the conquest for a Greater Rift 75 clear solo. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Primetime CP23, and I'm out.